Good afternoon, everybody. Another video today. Lots and lots of videos. So I just got out of the mikveh, and the Yiddish Kodesh, the great Hasidic master of Przyscha, in Polish I say Przyscha. I was at his grave once in Poland with his great grandson Biala Rebbe from Borough Park. We were there many years ago. But they say, why is he called the Yiddish Kodesh? Why is he called the Holy Jew? He said, because every day he felt like he just became Jewish. Like yesterday he wasn't Jewish, only today he became Jewish. And the Pisetzner, Hashem Yimkam Dameh, the Eish Kodesh, he writes in his personal diary that when he turned 40 years old, I'm not 40 yet. When he turned 40 years old, he decided he's ready to convert to Judaism, even though he was a Hasidic Rebbe. It's big yichus. His father was a Rebbe. He's Ben Acher Ben from Koshen Tzemagid. But he felt like, he was ready to become a Jew. So anyway. So Baruch Hashem, I'm out of the mikveh, and today, like almost every day, I got a message, someone interested in learning to convert to Judaism, and I told them, I believe it's always better for someone who really believes in Judaism to convert to Judaism. I don't believe that the Noahide movement is a sustainable, viable movement. If someone really believes in Torah and Yiddishkeit the way we believe, it's always better to convert. But if you don't believe the way we believe, the conversion really doesn't mean very much, probably, at least according to the Rambam. Seem according to the Mechaber, maybe it's different. But I told this person, I said, where do you live? They live, not a place where there are a lot of Jews. And I said, and she said, she just started believing only in the Jewish Bible. She was a very committed Christian, it would seem, until that point, until recently. And she came to the conclusion, which is true, that the New Testament is NT is not true. That's what NT stands for. As one of the inmates told me in the prison. I like that. If it was actually a black Hebrew Israelite, but like the traditional kind, not the cult kind, right? And anyway, we I explained to her, I said, not everybody who believes in Judaism necessarily converts. I said, there are people they call the children of Noah, right? But if you convert, you're joining, like it says in Exodus 19, a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. You're becoming a priest. And it reminded me of this, there's the stories with Hillel and Shammai, of the Gerim who came to Hillel and Shammai. And the one said that he wants to become, and the big issue, that I want to communicate to this person who wants to convert is that, it's not just, we're not sola scriptura, it's not just the Bible. We have a lot of other stuff too, right? The Bible is insufficient unless you really know what's hidden within it, and it's very deep. It's not just, that's the other thing, people dealing with translations, you're losing so much. It's not even, but anyway, the one is so this is part of what I wanted to bring out. So if you want to convert, you have to go in the mikveh, and it has to be bezdin. If you're a man, you have to have a bris, but before all that, you have to believe, and you should be ready to do it. You should, be ready to keep Torah mitzvahs. But anyway, the there's a few stories in the Talmud about people came to convert, and Hillel converted them. And one, he said it should be on the condition that I should be a Menashe Kohen Gadol. It says on the condition that I should be the high priest. And the other one said it should be on the condition that I'm only accepting the written Torah and not the oral Torah. And both of these, and Hillel was makabel both of them as Gerim. And I think part of it is because the pneumius of both of those statements is true. Meaning, if you're really makabel Tersha B'Ksav, so you're makabel Tersha B'al Peh, because you cannot be makabel Tersha B'Ksav without Tersha B'al Peh. And he explains that with how he explains, like, I'm going to teach you how to read. And he said, this is Aleph and Beis. This is A and this is B. And you come back tomorrow. All right, this is B, this is A. Well, yesterday you told me this was A and this is B. Well, you're saying you want to convert without an oral tradition. The oral tradition is, that you learn from somebody even how to read. There's nothing without an oral tradition. Every translation is an oral tradition. Anyway, and even just how to read is an oral tradition. But anyway, it's Al Menashe Kohen Gadol. It's interesting because we're saying we should be in Mamlechas Kohanim V'Gei Kodesh. That Hashem made us, the Jewish people, a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. And the Mishnah in Haryas says that Mamzer Talmud Chochem Lifnei Kohen Gadol Am Haaretz B'chol Makom, that even someone with a very totally tainted lineage, if he is a scholar and he's pious, he is superior to the high priest who is impious and ignorant. And the story we always tell in Gemara and Yuma about Shmai and Naftalion, who were either Gerim or B'nai Gerim, and they were from Sennacherib. They were the descendants of Sennacherib, the king of Assyria, who attacked the northern kingdom, right, and tried to attack Hezekiah, but the angel came and wiped him out. And the story goes was that the high priest, who was an arrogant guy, he greeted Shmai Naftalion, and it says, Shalom Aleichem Bnei Amim, greetings, peace unto ye children of heathens. And their answer was, better we, the children of heathens, who go in the ways of Aaron, than you, a son of Aaron, who doesn't go in the ways of Aaron, who's not making Uvda to Aaron. And that is the message, that really you become a ger. All right, you're not going to go lifnei v'lifnim, but you're going to go even deeper than that. You're not going to maybe go into the Holy of Holies. You're not going to be the high priest and wear the breastplate and everything. You're going to be closer to God than that. And that's and so there's truth in that. And in what that when he was Makabel the Ger, on the condition that he'll be a high priest, because it's true. When you convert, you become a high priest. But you have to accept what we believe. It's not just the Bible; it's the whole Talmud. Again, what does it mean, and all these things, halacha. The emunah, the Yugim Elikrim. Those are our dogmas, for lack of a better term. You have to accept this, and you're going to keep it, and you accept that. Until now you ate chaylev, you chayiv karis. Until now you mechal Shabbos, you chayiv skila. Now you're mekabel this. Now you're chayiv. That's what it's about. Now you're obligated. Now you're liable if you do these sins. They weren't sins before. You could eat whatever you want, almost, except Avim Nechai. You didn't have to keep Shabbos. You're not allowed to keep Shabbos, according to a lot of opinions. Most was generally understood. And now, you have to keep this stuff. But, like we said in the previous video, they're not 613 obstacles. Meaning Paul was one of these guys trying to sell the Noahide laws, trying to convince people not to convert. He was saying, you become circumcised and you have the curse of the law. And but it's not the curse of the law; it's the blessing of the law. So I said before you, choose life. That's the message of Yiddishkeit. That's the opposite of the Christian idea. The Christians think that the law is a curse. We know the law is a blessing. They think it's death. We know it's life, and that's the difference. With all due respect, because sof goes sof, they don't have to. You don't have to convert. You don't have to accept all this stuff on you. But um, but you're missing out on something if you really believe in it. But the problem is, if you don't believe in it, there's nothing to talk about, right? So thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe, comment, and we'll see you all later.